Welcome to Make a Path Presents. My name is Ronnie Hayes, and before we dive in, I just want to let the Matt family know that the limited number of videos these last few days is not because of any technical issues, it's my daddy duties and life in general. But I'll have some update videos coming, so stay on the lookout for those. Now, let's talk how Matt and Artie were attacked. This is a popular topic and one that I thought makes for a very good discussion. TV and movies have a tendency, I think, to spoon feed the audience with every little detail, which is not what they did in Fear the Walking Dead when it came to Artie and Matt. And I agree 100% with that decision. I think that it would be pointless, absolutely pointless, to show their attacks because we're not witnessing the breakdown through their perspective. We're witnessing it through these two families made up of Alicia, Travis, Nick, Maddie, and Chris. And the other mom. Totally forgot the other mom. That's until the Salazar family comes into play. I believe that's their name. Coming up in the next few episodes. Now, each scene I felt had enough information for us to piece things together. Starting with Matt. By following Alicia, who first notices Matt's front door is open, we are right there with her, which keeps the suspense and wonder and mystery alive. And I love that part. Had we known Matt's situation, we wouldn't be invested in this scene at all. Since we don't get any dialogue from Matt either telling us the details of what happened, we're left basically looking at the clues around the house. First, the open door. Next, stuff knocked down and stuff knocked to the floor. Then we have a collapsed Matt with a fever. Finally, Matt tells us he was bitten. These four clues put the story together for us. Matt was out, possibly walking home, and an infected person stumbled up to him. He probably thought he was drunk. Maybe he disregarded the dude. Maybe he went to sidestep him. The guy lunges and bites Matt. Matt gets away from the crazy asshole and finishes walking home. Since the wound isn't gushing blood, he shouldn't be freaked out. Now, he should be like, oh shit, I might have to get rabies shots or something. Maybe I'll go home, clean up, call for a ride, or call a friend and get a ride to the hospital. Or, you know, maybe he's even like, screwed, I'll go to the hospital in the morning because, whatever, you know? And for those of you who are going to freak out and go, oh shit, he got bit, it's a wound, he needs to, you know, hurry up and get to the emergency room now. Man, listen, if you or anybody out there who's worked in factories before where people, especially the old timers, got injured, you know damn well some of them just duct tape the injury. You know, my father was the same way, man. He used to just duct tape it, super glue it. Old timers and anyone in factory know that's how it goes. And that's with serious blood gushing wounds. Yes, humans are stupid, we do shit like this. So maybe Matt was just like, I'll go later, fuck it, you know? That is possible. So Matt's plan is to go home, let's say, check out the wound. You know, it's on a hard part in his chest to see, probably needs a mirror. So he's going to clean it up and go to the hospital to make sure he's safe from rabies and everything like that. So the fever hits when he's on his way, and he just barely makes it through the front door. He's stumbling, and he leaves it open. He's knocking stuff off the counters and onto the floor, and then he finally collapses. And for anyone who's right about to compare this to Jim's bite in season 1 of the original Walking Dead, remember, viruses work fast and slow depending on the individual. And that's for viruses and shit today in real life. Nobody gets a cold and all of a sudden, exactly 7 hours later, they sneeze for the first time. That's not how it is. There is no exact amount of hours. For example, look at Amy dying in season 1 and turning hours later. They even made it a point to say that they waited hours in the special features they did. And then look at Shane in season 2. Died. Minutes later, he turned. So there's no exact number of minutes before you turn or die from the fever or anything like that. Oh wait a minute, that's turning. But you get what I'm saying. The things happen differently. Alright, so that covers Matt. I'm comfortable knowing or believing that that is what happened. I'm good with that. If you're not good, sound off. Moving on to Artie, aka a Principal Obama. We see him talking on a walkie-talkie, and we can hear the other person say that the gymnasium is clear, and I believe they're gonna check the locker room. I'm almost positive that's what they say. So I'm guessing 100% it's definitely security that Artie is talking to. Anyway, so that's two people definitely. Now maybe there's a teacher who died inside the building. Maybe he was bitten and got the flu and died in the building and turned. Maybe they're clearing it and they heard something, and that's why Artie is looking behind him at us in the camera when his scene is happening. There's a number of possibilities here, and that's what I love about it. Now, when we see zombie Artie, he isn't wearing his vest. The sweater, I mean. I don't know why I said vest. But the sweater. And he's bitten on his upper back. It's hard to see, I know. They do show it, but it's kind of in the shadows. And if you do look at it, it's a nice, nasty gash. Now, since we see him wearing his sweater at the start of the episode, I believe he found the guy on the other end of the walkie-talkie who was alive when he was talking to him. I believe he rounded a corner, he saw blood gushing out of the dude's neck. Maybe he was on his hands and knees like he was getting away from something, maybe. Artie quickly runs over to him, takes off his sweater, he uses it to stop the bleeding and put pressure to the wound. Then out of nowhere, a walker bites him on the back, ripping a chunk of flesh right off of Artie. Maybe Artie gets spooked, he runs into the door, closes the door behind him. He could have started getting the fever, the walker could have finally walked away to do something, heard something else, and Artie's leaving the room as the fever's just kicking his ass, and then he falls down and turns that way. But I'm thinking a security guard most likely ran away from the walker after getting his neck bit, and the walker or the infected was actually on his way to finish eating the security guard when Artie shows up, puts his back to the walker, maybe it's in a dark room, and Artie bends down and boom, gets bitten in the back. Shit, Artie could have got hot, taken off his sweater even, and was checking the intercoms for whatever purpose, and something bit him on his back. I mean, it's as simple as that. That could have happened also. Bam, two scenarios. Now, keep in mind, I didn't sit for hours to figure this shit out. This was like immediately after when I thought, okay, he had his vest, oh, boom, 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 he's dead, he's bit in the back. That's most likely what happened. So I don't think they're trying to say, oh, I want them to sit down and solve this puzzle, it's difficult. So again, I don't knock them for that. I don't think it's difficult to sit back and think, oh yeah, you know, bite mark here. I don't think that shit is difficult to do, and I don't think we should condemn a show for not spoon-feeding us the information. Coming up, if they do give us a little more information about what happened, yeah, that's cool too, you know, it helps, but I don't think we need them to spoon-feed us everything, especially something that doesn't progress the story. Artie's dead. Showing him die, or showing Matt die, isn't progressing the story any more than it is not showing it. That's the way I feel. It's not moving the story along anymore. I just don't see it. I don't get the fuss. Now, I do support the decision, but I will say it would have been pretty cool in my mind how I picture, you know, the security guard dead and Artie running over and get bitten in the back. In that creepy echo of the school, maybe there's a trail of blood leading to a dark hallway, and when Artie's putting pressure on the wound, we're zooming into that darkness, and all of a sudden a walker's face an affected person, I should say, an affected, twisted face of a dead teacher just comes out of the shadows into the screen, and then we see him get bitten. Like, if you're visualizing it like that, and it's scary and creepy, and the sounds and the trail of blood and the visuals, yeah, it would have been awesome to see that, you know what I mean? But again, I don't think it takes away from the show not seeing it. And since we're talking about Matt, kind of, sort of, for everyone bitching and complaining that, oh, I don't care about their high school relationship, they're not trying to get you to feel bad for a relationship of characters you don't even know yet. That's not what it was about. It's about showing that these characters are real people and they have real lives before this shit went down. If the apocalypse started and you have characters that aren't worried about any friends or family, is that realistic? No. So they show this shit, this chick was in a relationship, and they do it fast and they get it over with. It's done. Boom, boom, boom. They don't sit there and drag out the relationship only for him to die for an entire episode. What was it? 4 minutes, maybe, of an episode? 4 minutes total? Was it even 4 minutes? Maybe 5. Let's give him 5. So what? That's it. Boom. They killed it. Got it over with. He's dead. Coming up next, I believe, is the prediction video for the next episode, and we got some Walking Dead comic videos coming up. So that's exciting. Listen, please entertain me with some thoughts and opinions about this topic, especially about them dying. Do you see what I'm saying, or do you have a different idea? Go ahead and put those in the comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn.
Subscribe now.